man. Boom. We're back in the building. It's your boy D-Friend. Another episode of D-Friend Daily. Episode number 171. And today we're live. It's Friday. Time to have a good time. Ooh, whatever. Thought we would see these two words together again. We live, baby. And we here today to get into some shit, man. Got a lot of things to discuss, a lot of things to talk about. So, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social medias, all that good shit like that. Salute to everybody who's in the live right now. Salute to Trail and whoever the other person is that's watching live right now. I'm sure more people file in as the live goes on. So we got a couple things to get into that I want to talk about. And then I guess depending on how much time we got, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever you want to discuss. So Drake, Fantano, Kanye West gap, 50,000 migrants, not 50,000 migrants, I'm fucking lying. Migrants sent all over the world and a bunch of other shit like that. So I think the first thing we get to is the Fantano shit. We can get to the Kanye shit after that. So Fantano is obviously a music critiquer, a music, reviewer, very good at his job, very consistent with his job. And he is, I would say that out of everybody who's a reviewer and a reactor, Fantano would have to be the biggest reactor as far as full-length album reviews. I would think so, right? Who else would be the biggest? I don't know. You can probably name somebody who's bigger, but I'm talking about like full-length album reviews, not just like I react to music videos here and there. I would assume that Fantano was the biggest out of everybody. So he always gives my guy Drake a very, very, very hard time when it comes to the album. I'm like, what does Drake got to do for Fantano to cut Drake some slack? But it looks like it never happens. So something happened in the video where Fantano released DMs sent by Drake, right? It was like Drake randomly and weirdly sent Fantano like vegan cooking recipes, and that was the initial, hubbub about DMs being leaked by Fantano about Drake. I didn't see that video. Only reason I know about that part is because Drake leaked his actual DMs to Fantano himself. So, this is Drake, Anthony Fantano. Drake told him, "Your existence is a light one. And the one is because you are alive. And because you somehow wifed a black girl." Now, I know Fantano had a black woman, but salute to, Fantano for doing his thing. I'm feeling a light to decent one on your existence. If I'm Fantano, well, Fantano's already got fame, or, notoriety. He already has success. He already has accolades, all those things like that. So he's already pretty much set up for success regardless of this. But if I was this guy, I'd be like, I've got Drake, upset about my reactions. I got Drake feeling a way about how I say and how I do things. So regardless of what Drake says, your career's a light one, your life's a light one, somehow you had a black girl, somehow you're alive. For Fantano, this is a W. Regardless of how it goes, this is a W in my eyes. Because at the end of the day, this just goes to show that your reactions, the hours you put in, and he probably already knows this, but the hours you put in recording videos, editing videos, listening to all them goddamn, because he listens to everything, that pretty much the biggest artist in the world has a certain type of reaction, whether negative or positive, to your content. So people started, making their statements. Everybody's either you say Drake dubbed Fantano or Fantano dubbed Drake. I was saying this, I ain't gonna lie. I think Fantano took the dub. And y'all know I fuck with Drake. Y'all know, Drake's my guy. But when you get a guy like Drake to respond to you and he's using your lingo in his response to you, that means your shit has captured his eye. So someone said, so Fantano trolled into showing real DMs that are more embarrassing than the fake. He should have stuck with the recipe, one user said. Writer Anthony Nash noted that Drake's response is proof that he actually pays attention to Fantano's video writing. Drake DMing Anthony light one is great just because it shows that Drake has at least seen some videos. So these are the people that are, So this one is, I'm trying to, I mean, click on it. So I guess this one is in defense. This is, what's his name? What's that guy's name? The other music guy. The other guy would say, like, well, y'all want to listen to motherfuckers talk about music and they get real in depth. And they're like, the way that he sabbatically dismantled the beat and all that shit. The guy, what's his name? Sean C. So Drake, Fantano told Drake to show real DMs that were more embarrassing than the fake. He should have stuck with the recipe. I guess he's saying that Drake, fumbled the bag, and this guy, Anthony Nash, saying he fumbled the bag. Even Anthony Fantano, he's diving into it. Anthony light one Fantano. So others felt that Drake owned Fantano with his schoolyard response. You could tell Drake was tired of so many years of Fantano hating on his music. Drake, the kind of guy to say, hi, I'm feeling a light, decent one, existing and giggle while kicking his feet in the air and lying on his tummy. I mean, they trying to kill my nigga Drake, the bullshit. But like I said, I think that's a dub for Fantano as far as just the commentary, because to get Drake to comment on your content when you're just a guy wrecking thousands of fucking albums throughout your whole career, to have the biggest artist say something, that's a dub. I mean, I don't ever agree with Fantano's fucking takes on none of his fucking. He said, what did he say? He said, bro, what? I think he said Certified Lover Boy was like a 3. And then he also labeled Lil Pump's album, and his album's like a 3 or even higher. Some kind of blasphemous fucking take. That's why when motherfuckers get talking to me, like when we was arguing with Wardu the other day about like, why do you like the album? Why do you like it? I don't fucking know. I just go off my instinct. I think that's the best way to go about it. That's all I can say. Instinctually, when I hear something, do I like the sound of it? Yes, that's my instinct talking. Now, if you start judging it by, oh, well, he didn't rap this way, or, oh, this baritones of his voice sounded a little low, and the bellows of the all that, hey, you got it, bro. I'm just trying to have fun when I listen to fucking music. If that's how you consume music on an analytical, technical fucking level, hey, congratulations, you better than me. I go purely off of fucking instinct. When I hear this record, how the fuck does this record make me feel? But like I said, W for the Fantano guy. W for him. So let me get into this Drake. Salute DK. Oh no, here go these motherfuckers. Here go him and Wardu. DK and Wardu with their fucking bullshit music takes. But anyways, salute to the guys over there at the Mic Drop Podcast, man. So I mean, I just want to talk about this real quick too, because we saw this happen a couple weeks ago where it was some weird, like, all hands on deck boardroom meeting with Kanye and motherfuckers from Gap, and he was telling them, hey, hush, I'm talking, shut the fuck up. I'm being serious. Y'all motherfuckers giggling. Y'all playing. I'm not playing. We need to do X, Y, and Z. So it was already looking a little heated between Kanye and between Gap. And now Kanye said, you know what? Cut the cord. Fuck them. They a dying brand. They need me. I don't need them. We out. Right? So Kanye's in his lucrative clothing deal with Gap, which essentially, when I read this article, is going to tell you that Kanye is also going to lose billions off his net worth, because the deal with Gap, it didn't make Kanye a billionaire. I feel like the Adidas deal made Kanye a billionaire, but the Gap deal did put him into the $6 to $5 to $4 billion range. So after the deal is gone, he'll probably go back down to like 1.8, maybe even 2-some billion. I mean, it's not like it's a big fucking deal. You a billionaire, but his net worth will decrease if this deal actually does fall through and it officially gets terminated. So anyways, Kanye West has prematurely severed his shoe and clothing deal with Gap, his lawyer confirmed to CBS Money Watch. In a letter sent to the retailer on Thursday, West lawyer Nicholas Gravante Jr. told the retailer that it has not met certain contractual obligations. Some of those include failing to sell certain Yeezy clothes in Gap stores last year and open stores that sold Yeezy clothing. Gravante said his client, who officially goes by Ye, will now focus on opening his own Yeezy clothing store. How stupid can you be as Gap? Like, Gap is irrelevant. Now, I don't know how much money they make. I don't know if they make $1 billion a year. They probably make some type of money. But in the world of fashion and clothing and what people are talking about, they are utterly irrelevant. You ain't never heard hey, bro, let's go to the Gap. Or, oh, did you see a new Gap release? You don't see that. You do not see that. So when you're a brand that gets a Kanye West, you have to do everything in your power to keep that guy happy. And obviously Gap can do that. They can keep Kanye happy, because now he's leaving. Adidas, they maybe don't need Kanye. Now, obviously Kanye is a big boost for Adidas in their branding, because the Yeezy is crazy. I recently just got 2 pair of Yeezys. Gap, but okay. Gap's a $28 billion company. Great. You just Googled it on real quickly just to fucking get on here and say something. Great. They're a $28 billion company. But in the world of fashion, they are irrelevant. That's why their stock price is tanking. That's why they're saying this is a big loss. They're not generating as much money. They are essentially an irrelevant fashion brand company in comparison to everybody else. That's the point. Says who? No. Well, let me read the article. The article will tell you. Ye had diligently tried to work through these issues with Gap, both directly and through the council, but he has got nowhere, Gravante told CBS Money Watch. Gap did not immediately respond to requests or comment about its commercial relationship with the West. Gap CEO Mark Babana sent an email to staff Thursday confirming that the company is deciding to wind down the partnership. In 2020, Gap and the hip-hop star inked what was supposed to be a 10-year deal under which he designed Yeezy brand merchandise to be sold in Gap stores. West received royalties and Gap stock based on the sale of Yeezy items, which quickly proved to be hit with shoppers. For example, A Yeezy hoodie introduced a year ago sold out in less than 24 hours. West's departure from Gap will likely put a dent in his net worth. Bloomberg ranked him as the wealthiest Black American, pegging him with a net worth of $6 billion. Between $3.2 billion and $4.7 billion of that net worth comes from his partnership with Gap and Adidas, according to investment bank UBS. So where's the part where it's like they're fucking taking? So Gap reported a $49 million net loss during its second quarter earnings call last month, citing poor sales from its Old Navy brand. The company also reported an 8% drop in revenue to $3.86 billion. So they weren't $1 billion in revenue, they're $3.86. Gap shares sank 3% Thursday to $9 and have fallen 73% over the last year. That means they're failing, Trail. They are failing. Just because you make $3.8 billion a year doesn't mean anything. If your expenses exceed that does not matter. If you make $3.8 billion, but your expenses are $3.9, it don't matter if you make $3.9 billion. It doesn't matter. You ain't making no money. Why you saying cap? It's fucking right there. Are you stupid? Like, what do you mean cap? This is why I don't do lives, because niggas get me all riled up. I'm trying to stay on focus. I try to stay focused. But niggas in the chat, like you literally read a nigga something, and they say cap. Their stock has fallen 73% over the last year. You can just look that up. That's why they need a nigga like Kanye. That's why they need him. To make them cool. Anyways, what else we got on here? Swiss Beats. That has to do with Adidas. I don't really care about the Adidas deal. The Kanye went on to CNB, whatever it's called, the Money Show. And he had this new famous quote.
While we have you, we're showing the stock right now of Gap and Adidas, and their Gap got hurt today on that news. And in general, it's been a struggling.
It's been. You ain't got to listen to me. Listen to the white lady.
Taylor,
listen to the white lady.
The CEO, Sonia Singhal, the one who you, I believe, made the deal with to begin with, and they're trying to stabilize the overall business. You've always liked this company, and you talked about how you had high hopes for the partnership. Do you think that Gap can ever sort of regain its cool again and be a big player?
They only have one opportunity to be able to be a big player. What do you think it is?
I feel like you're not happy with them today, so you're not going to be too optimistic.
No, I'm saying they have one individual on the planet that could save the Gap. And
who
that
is it?
individual, I'm asking you, who do you think it is? Sometimes the answer is sitting right in front of you.
Well, there was a lot of potential in this deal, but it sounds like you're terminating.
Well, don't bring a leader in and have them not lead. Why would I argue with people who are getting paid by the Gap? I'm sorry, I'm not going to argue with people that are broker than me about money.
Understood. Yeah, we thank you for the time today.
All right, also, I don't know why Kanye is a billionaire and has the shittiest Wi-Fi set up in the fucking world. I don't understand it. But like I said, regardless of all the bullshit Trail talking about, the Gap need Kanye. The Kanye don't need the Gap. Because like I said, and what she said, what the article said, the Gap is a failing business. Yes, they made $3.8 billion. How do we know how much? You gotta think, how much does it cost to run all the Gap stores? How much monthly does it cost them in rent? How much does it cost to make, ship, produce the clothes? How much they have to pay on the payroll? All that shit comes to account. You see $3.86 billion. That's great. That's amazing. No, the expenses might be $3.9 billion. And they ain't making no fucking money. Yeah, they're staying afloat, but they ain't making no fucking wild, crazy profits. So that's when I say they failing, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You're just trolling. Okay, I'm done. All right, we about to ban Trev from the chat. They don't kind of like they gonna say that's what I say. Like I'm cool with. I would say it's every fucking podcast, so it's kind of like redundant at this point. Like trolling is cool. I'm cool with trolling. Like war doing them niggas, I assume they trolling, but they trolls sound crazy. But like to say Kanye needs the Gap is insane. At this point, Kanye West. Now, if Kanye West got in with the Gap to check out how they manufacture shit, how they do certain things, so maybe he could start his own Yeezy, or he has Yeezy already, but turn Yeezy into a Gap-like entity, maybe that makes more sense. Now I'm assuming he has the capital to do that. If you look at his Adidas deal, last year he got $153 million in royalties from Adidas. He can start his own whole shit. What the fuck he need them for at this point? And what venture capitalist looking at Kanye wouldn't be like, you know what? You own 100% of Yeezy. You own 100% of Yeezy brand. Give me 10%. I think Yeezy is valued at, let's say Yeezy is valued at, I don't know what it's valued at. Let's say $2 billion, right? I want 2% or 10%. I'll give you $200 million to get started. Let's figure out how we can manufacture. Let's figure out this. Let's figure out that. Kanye can fucking probably beat out the Gap within a year if he wanted to. What are you talking about? I respect it. Like, if you go to, like I said, I think Kanye probably, if we're talking about like Gap and Adidas, right? Who needs who more? Gap definitely needs Adidas. I mean, Gap definitely needs Adidas more than Adidas needs Kanye. Because I feel like, obviously, Adidas wouldn't be looked at as cool, but Adidas is still sports. They're on fucking colleges. They're doing whatever the other sports they fucking sponsor. They'll be all right. They might take a little hit in maybe that type of market, but overall, Adidas would still be all right. But anyways, like I said, I salute it. If Kanye don't want to deal with him no more, then Kanye don't deal with him, man. Like I said, if he sold out a hoodie for the Gap in 24 hours, it made $90 million from what I read. $90 million, right? Like I said, I don't know the profit margin. Maybe it's 20%. I don't know how much it costs to make the hoodie. I don't know. But when you got a guy like that who's going to generate some type of hype around your brand, you do not let them go. Because even you saying they can go get somebody else, who is the Gap going to go get that's as influential in fashion in society as Kanye? Who are they going to get? Kim Kardashian? Like, who are they going to get? Who's going to do that for them? Beyonce? Maybe. You can say Beyonce. But I'm going to say this, when it comes to fashion, I don't even think Beyonce is as influential as Kanye, right? The most influential people in music that are actual musicians, right? Not like Pharrell or whatever like that. You would have to say, Rihanna with Fenty, right? With her shit, turn that into $1 billion brand, and Kanye with Yeezy. So maybe you say Gap could pick up Rihanna, and maybe that can, triculate into another kind of deal like that. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But if you want hype and a good product, you go with Kanye. This nigga said Lil Durk. I'm done. All right. He said Lil Durk. All right, we done. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. All right, let me go to the chat. So he does, that's facts, just like he needed Adidas. Like I said, Kanye didn't have to do a deal with Gap. He could have just did his deal with Adidas. I could say that he needed Adidas in the beginning to make the Yeezys, to manufacture the Yeezys. But he don't need the Gap. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think the Gap gave him so much goddamn money? Because they know they need him. Kanye has no infrastructure. Okay. The Gap needed Kanye like Trail needs baby oil. Middle and upper class people will always keep the Gap alive. If that's what you think, Trail, when I just literally read to you, they are going downhill. Their stock has been hit 73% since last year, going to the ground. If that's what you believe, that ain't a plaque, big dog. I mean, that is a plaque, but that's like not that's not no recording shit. That's some real life shit. That's real life plaques. This ain't no fake numbers like the niggas y'all be listening to in record sales and niggas do $1 million. That's real shit right there. That's a real legit million right there. Not $1 million like I don't have $1 million, but when you sell $1 million worth of something, that's what let me take that back a little bit, because all niggas thinking I got millions of dollars, but that's what that is. You feel me? So let's relax. Anyway, let's talk about Jack Harlow should pair with Gap. His music fits their stores better. I can see a little deal between Gap and Jack Harlow, just a little brand deal, not like a Jack Harlow making fashion brand shit. Gap ain't making no deals with anyone. Cut the Cap, the Yeezy by Gap collab was their peak. You got a plaque in the back. I just read that. Most stocks are down from you before though. Yes, that's true. I'm not gonna. Obviously, I thought about when I said that, but the Gap is still overall a failing brand. They own Old Navy. We see fucking Old Navy's getting shut down. So like, we can say it's a failing brand. We can say that it's okay. Yeah, they've accumulate $3.8 billion through whatever other means they accumulate. But there's also plenty of companies that make billions of dollars that go bankrupt. That's just a fact. There's plenty of companies that have made billions of dollars that have to go bankrupt because their expenses outweigh the amount of money they bring in. That's just it. Gap going to end up selling within the year, yada, yada, yada. That's all it is. Right? That's what it is. That's what it is. So let me just, I'm going to look this up. Top fashion brands in the world. Watch it be Gap, number one. Let's see where Gap is in this top fashion brands in the world. Remember, I look like a fucking idiot when Gap's like number 3, the Gap. But all right, let's see. All right, so Nike, let me zoom in a little bit. So obviously Nike is number one. Gucci, Louis, Adidas, Lululemon, Zara, Chanel, Uniqlo, H&M, Cartier, Hermes, Zalando, Tiffany, Moncler, Rolex, Prada, Petit. Where's Gap at? Chow Tai Fook, don't know what that is. Swarovski, New Balance, Tom Ford, North Face, Polo, Levi's, Michael Kors, Under Armour, If you ain't bigger than Skechers, dog, we gotta come on. If you ain't bigger than Skechers, you might as well shut the fuck down. Next, Coach, Nordstrom, Choppers, Macy's. Look, Macy's is bigger than Gap, and they closed them hoes down. Dolce & Gabbana, Omega, Louis Vuitton, CNA, Foot Locker, Dior, Ray-Ban, Puma, Asics, Vera Wang, Armani. Where the fuck is Gap at? Okay, Old Navy's a part of Gap, but think about it. Like your subsidiary is bigger than you. Like your subsidiary is bigger than you. Okay, look, Gap's right here, 1.5. Look where it's at. Forever 21. Going the fuck out of business. Out of business. Get out of here. And then look at all these other ones. You don't even know what the fuck these are. Tommy Hilfiger, that's it. Lacoste, Oakley, Jimmy Choo, Valentino. Like I said, maybe that's more luxury. They could probably do all right, whatever. Aldo, Fossil, but also some of these other places aren't like stores. They don't have storefronts. Some of them, obviously, you go into a nice fucking mall, because I know you got to be literal with you motherfuckers. If you go into a mall, you'll see a couple of like these name brand fucking things, but you get what I'm saying. When you have storefronts like Forever 21 and shit like that, there's a lot more expenses that go into that 1.5 billion than just producing shit that you could put into Neiman Marcus and this and that and all that type of shit, is what I mean. I know I got literal motherfuckers on this chat like, well, actually, technically, shit. But anyways, they're right here. The Gap's 1.5, and what did I say? They own what do they own? Old Navy, which was somewhere in the 1.8. I think it was 1.8. So yeah, I mean, like, look, just stick with Adidas, man. At 14.3 billion, you'll be all right. Rihanna, she rocking with Louis Vuitton. They at 15. Nike's fucking destroying the game at 33 billion. You know, that's how it goes. So anyways, what you talking about in the chat? So top fashion brands, a lot of, gay people, be careful who y'all support. Complaining about these woke agendas, but the fashion comparing in bed with them. I mean, that's different. Niggas, that's different. Niggas could be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they're pushing agenda. They just gay and they make clothes. Gap will be right. Okay. Well, let's just see if the Gap can rebound and they don't either go into bankruptcy or they don't sell to a bigger, subsidiary. Not subsidiary, a bigger whatever the fuck the top. It's not a subsidiary. It's a bigger something. They need Kanye. The gist of the fucking thing is they need Kanye. Kanye don't need them. That's the gist of the argument that we're having here. Okay. So what's this? How long ago is this article? How long ago is this? This today? This today. Hold on. Is this today? When the fuck was this article written? This is 2020. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was 2020. I ain't gonna read it right now. It's 2020. It says Gap retail chain announced possibly going in bankruptcy. But okay, whatever. I don't know shit. I'm a fucking nobody. I don't know shit. Right? You know every fucking thing. So, what else we got on here? I do want to talk about this shit. I already talked about this before, but I want to talk about it again. I don't give a fuck because I hate motherfuckers always taking my words and chopping them and trying to be literal. Not y'all, but motherfuckers who come in and watch my videos after I post them and they say shit that I'm not even trying to say, but they twist it and they do all that shit that they do. So I want to reiterate my point about the Little Mermaid shit. I don't really care if there are people out there that are mad that the Little Mermaid is black, right? I'm not mad at that. I just don't like the pussies who try to mask it in some other shit. Because they were like, black people would be outraged if Black Panther was turned white. Yeah, they would. But at least, this is my point I'm trying to make. At least they would say it. They're like, bitch, he's supposed to be black. What the fuck we doing? They'll say it. Now you'll say, I know, like, see, you got to fucking double talk with you internet motherfuckers. Well, obviously, but white people, they can't do anything and they'll be labeled racist. I get it, but I don't give a fuck. I'd rather motherfucker be bold in what the fuck they say. Say what you want to say. Don't hit me with no. Don't use cold words. Disney went woke. No, just say Disney put the black chick to be Ariel, and I don't like that shit. Right? Because people try to act like that's no. That's not the real reason behind it. It's not really because she's black. It's just the story looks a little bit darker, and we just hate those movies overall. We hate the remakes. All right, cool. Right? I said niggas wasn't complaining. I guess I was wrong about that. I went to see a couple niggas that was complaining. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't understand why you complain about shit like that. That's like the small, like, oh my God, they're making a Lion King remake. I hate this. Like, who gives a fuck? Just watch it. Either watch it or don't watch it. It's a fucking movie. I love when the comments be going in on D-Friendlo. When I got to defend him, I know. Like, they take my fucking words and they start saying other shit. But anyways, this is what I mean. Like, just say how you mean. Say how you feel. So this is from a post on Instagram. Trailer for Disney's live action remake of Little Mermaid gets 1.5 million dislikes on YouTube in just 2 days after actress Halle Berry faced racist backlash. Let's look at some of the memes that were created through the social media internets. Right? So this is one picture somebody posted. Sorry, but I can't just allow my children to watch. Like, bro, I cannot allow my kids to watch a black chick be a mermaid. And look how they made her look. She didn't even look like that. If Disney wants more diversity, they should have created another character before respecting all the other ethnicities and cultures. Shouldn't they at least be respectful to the origin? Hashtag not my Ariel. Race swap is not suddenly okay just because it is a white character for a change. AKA every single time. Hashtag not my Ariel. Hashtag stop race swapping. They got the Little Mermaid with the Newports, and it's called The Little Mermaid. You know, okay. Then they say one of these things is not like the others. White girl played a white girl, then this white girl played this white girl. I ain't gonna lie though. Keep it a buck. Oh shit, where'd I go? Oh, I fucked it up. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. I can't zoom in, but keep it a buck. This chick is Indian, right? Is this chick Indian? Or is she like white look Indian? Is she really Indian? We gotta double check that. White girl, white girl. And then that's the stupidest one. I was watching playback and they made a good fucking point about this stupid shit. Like people like, what if they move Mulan like a white person? It's like, bro, that don't make no sense. Because obviously Mulan is deeply rooted in Asian imagery and everything like that. So it'd just be utterly stupid to do that. Right? It wouldn't make any sense to make her Asian. I mean, make her white or even make her black. Like if they made Mulan black, I'd be like, what the fuck are they doing? But Ariel is a mermaid. It's a fucking fake thing. It's not real. So like I said, just be honest with what you feel. Don't use cold words like woke and the way she sung that song, I didn't really like she sung it too forcefully and too aggressively. And no, I don't like that black chick singing. Just say that. And I'm like I said, I'm cool. Whatever people feel, that's how they feel. Don't really affect me in my life. I'd rather motherfuckers put all their cards on the table and try to hide their hands behind other little cold words and shit like that. That's how I feel about it. When I see these motherfuckers, I be like, yeah, they fucked up. They probably racist. But at least I know where you really stand. You ain't with the Disney's woke agenda is taking over society. And no, she black. We don't want her to be black. Just plain simple. So, the only problem with a black Little Mermaid, Ariel knew her father. Obviously, a little black, stereotypical black humor. This one right here, this one don't make any sense. Like, I guess she's black, so like slavery, but like every race and ethnicity has been a part of slavery, not just black people. Like this one, you didn't even try. Like you just like, fuck it, I'm racist. Like whatever, I'm gonna just go all the way with it. You didn't even try to like make a little, like the Newports and shit. Like that's a little black stereotype, but like this one, it's like, all right, dog, you do it too fucking much. You really just don't fuck with black people. The little slave, and then she got chains on. Like that's crazy. But anyways. People gonna support the movie. They gonna support her. They not. They gonna bitch. They gonna moan. But at the end of the day, the shit really don't fucking matter. She black, green, yellow, orange. Make it a little Mexican. Have her go swim in the Gulf of Mexico. If you want her to be black only, have her swimming off the whatever of Africa. If you want to make her Indian, go swim in the fucking Indian Ocean. If you want to go to Australia, go swim in whatever fucking down there is in Australia. Like it doesn't fucking matter. It's a fake thing. It's a fake fucking thing. So they is right though. It did get darker. I mean. Like it's like because realistically, if you're in the ocean, it's gonna be dark. Have you ever looked underwater in the ocean? Most likely it's a little darker. So if we're gonna make something real live action, it's gonna be darker. It's gonna be darker. If you notice, when you're using a lot of CGI, the show or movie is usually darker or to make it look realistic. Game of Thrones is a great example. Game of Thrones is great. House of Dragons, great. We love it. I love it. So anyways, I just want to clarify that. Because motherfuckers, it wasn't a lot of people. It was like one motherfucker who kept going back and forth, like going. It's like, and also too, like I don't really care if people like don't agree with me or shit like that. It's just like, keep it short, keep it brief. I don't want to I don't know what some of these people do on the internet and what they got time to do. But when a motherfucker like when a motherfucker comment to you, they start paragraphing they shit out, like literally like 7 paragraphs of shit. Bro, I'm not reading all that. Get to the fucking point. What point are you trying to make? I don't want to. But and in the Dutch history in 1972, write me a fucking thesis paper. I don't want to read all that shit. I'm sorry. Get to the fucking point. If you're gonna dispute me, just dispute me quickly. Quickly, please. So, this is something else that I saw going on over not over the weekend. I think yesterday. It happened yesterday. And it was getting reposted places, but Charlemagne posted to his feed, obviously, because, you know, if it's people talking about it, you want to have it on your page, so they'll go look at your page as well. So Fat Joe went on Charlemagne's show, and they discussed P&B Rock getting killed. And I'm sure there's going to be a discussion about this in the chat, because I look at it a certain way. I'm sure y'all look at it another way, and some people be literal with it, some people be, you know, whatever. But let's just take a look at this back and forth. This back and forth between Charlemagne and Fat Joe, as far as P&B Rock goes.
A major tragedy earlier in the week with P&B Rock. Rest in peace to him. You happen to be an expert in hip-hop and hood etiquette, okay? So most rappers consider themselves real when they stay in the hood after achieving a certain level of success. Is that real, or is it just dangerous?
I think it's real, and it's also real dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay,
so, like me, I have businesses in the community. We built schools and stores. But then Fat Joe's dumb if he gets killed in front of one of his stores because he's still in the hood. Right. And he ain't got to be in the hood, right? And so the young brother was supporting black-owned businesses, going to the Roscoe's Chicken with his wife and his kid. And so we get all these deflections.
I think that's a different, like, this is the part I'm even talking about, but I think that's different. Like, when you have a thing in the hood, like you have a, whatever, like a shop or something, you in the hood, and you go there, and it's yours, I think that's different than, like I said, if you watched a lot of these LA motherfuckers talk about this P&B Rock shit, you would kind of see all of them are saying the same exact thing, that the place he went is the worst place to go. Like, there's plenty of Roscoe's all over you could go to, but they said that one in South Central or wherever the hell area that is, that one is the worst one to go because that's all they do down there is rob and kill. So let's continue.
But his wife posted the chicken. Oh, he's not supposed to wear jewelry. How about we not supposed to kill each other?
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. What you're saying is absolutely true, and that's how it should be, but that's not the way it is, Joe.
No, we shouldn't kill each other. And so what should happen is, I used to stick people up. I used to rob people. No, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to front for y'all. I'm not against him robbing them. Caught him, rob him. Why you gotta kill him?
It's that one statement right there. Like, you good all the way. And I get it, maybe because you're saying that, I used to rob people, so maybe I can't judge. But I think that's a false, whatever the fuck thought process. If you've done something wrong in the past, and you now know that you were on a greener pasture and you know you don't do that shit no more, it is very okay for you to tell people, do not continue to do that shit. It's okay. So it's just weird to see, like, Fat Joe say, that's not facts. That's not fact. Him saying, if you catch him, rob him. No, don't rob him at all. He's not talking facts. Don't rob motherfuckers. Now, if you're just talking about in that one-on-one scenario where it's like either you rob him or you kill him, like, obviously motherfuckers just want to get robbed, right? But don't say it's cool just to rob him if you catch him. Hey, if you catch a motherfucker slipping, fuck it, rob him. Fuck it, rob him. That's a different scenario. But to say it like that sounds crazy. To me, that sounds crazy. Maybe I hit me with the suburban shit. I don't give a fuck. That shouldn't be suburban. That should be life. And that goes to show that's something crazy. That if you think that's just some suburban shit, that should be life. But even people in the comments, what they say? people's real, 100, da-da-da. Somebody said, take this down now. That I think is not too conflicting. It literally will encourage people to rob. Where's the rebuke, the proper guidance? He could have said, I used to rob. I was in a dark place in life. It is sad to rob people, but I was for him. Thank God I'm not, and I made it, and I want to help other youth. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have been a robber in the past, did some bad shit in the past, and still tell motherfuckers, it ain't, don't do that at all. You just, Trail, don't Trail, please don't try to hit me with you some type of street guy. Please, I see Instagram, nigga. Man, just cut the shit. I'm saying, that's the shit I be talking about. That's the shit I be talking about. That shit like, you don't understand what it's like. No, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. Don't rob nobody. It's okay to say that. Do not rob nobody. I don't give a fuck. If you the poorest motherfucker in the world, do not rob nobody. I do not care. That's not called being a hypocrite. That's called learning from your mistakes and guiding people into the future. You don't think there's people that have done bad shit. That's like a motherfucker who's a murderer and goes down for murder, goes down for being a wild motherfucker. He go to prison for 20 years. He come out and say, hey, kids, do not be a murderer because X, Y, and Z will happen to you. That's not being a hypocrite. Are you stupid? Like, how is that being a hypocrite? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Doing something bad in your past and knowing that it's bad and telling people not to do that no more, that's being a hypocrite? It's a hypocrite if you're still doing those things and you're telling people not to do those things. That's not being a hypocrite. That doesn't make any sense. I shouldn't rob, but if that was his intent, keep it all that. Let the man at least. And I'm not really necessarily like, let me say this. I'm just nitpicking this clip right here, right? Because I say a lot of shit on this motherfucker that could be misconstrued as whatever not really thought of, i.e. when I said, you know, hey, if your grandparent dated somebody who was really heinous, I said, in my little short brief thing, I said, that's dope. And I can see how that might be looked at as crazy. But also, I can still talk about how, like, you know, say you should probably not say it, you know, in future terms, because it ain't the first time he said that. He said the same thing in his Instagram Live when he was talking about it. So he's kind of consistent with what he's not just saying this of one time. He's consistent with saying, like, if you catch him, rob him, that's fine, whatever, that's cool. But don't kill him. Rob him, don't kill him. But it's not a blanket statement because he said it multiple times. Like, if you have a point and you continue to say it over and over and over again, that's not a blanket statement. I mean, you're like, hey, rob, whatever. Just don't kill him. Let the man at least live to see another day with his 5 kids. It's hard to understand when you've never been in that spot. He said, used to rob. Obviously, he doesn't anymore. But from his perspective, he said not to kill. He said used to rob. I don't know what are you talking about. I said that. I mean, and obviously Fat Joe doesn't rob anybody anymore. So I confused what you're saying. Trail is the biggest. I mean, I don't know. Being in the chat, I don't know who's about that life, who's not about, who's from the life, who's not in life. I don't fucking know where any of y'all motherfuckers come from. Everybody in the chat could be lying. Flying Low could be white for all we know, but he's trying to do the foundational Black American. Wardu could be fake Nigerian, just, you know, I don't know. Maybe just do that on Twitter. Trail could be a fake college kid who acts like he takes pictures, but he don't fucking take any real pictures. I don't know. We know Trail is 1 inch away from being turned into a creepy Lifetime movie from the Hey, and in that case too, Trail, you know what let's look at this real quick. Let's look at this. Cause I know Trail gonna be like, free my dog. Free my guy. Look at this. This is a different case, Trail. What you gotta say about this, man? This is a different case. R. Kelly convicted of child porn, indicted, enticing girls for sex. So this is another case. Trail, another one. I ain't gonna lie. Like, people say that shit. If my logic is that crazy, when I say, like, hey, don't rob, don't be a killer, I don't care where you come from. If that's a bad way of thinking, hey, brother, I'll take it. I ain't gonna lie to you. If that's a bad way of thinking, if I'm not overly sympathetic to, like, what people have been through when it comes to and this is the thing, it's not, I'm overly sympathetic to people's situations as far as, like, what food they can get, what type of education they can get. And I get, you'll say, oh, but those things all tie into it. But bro, I'm sorry, I don't have sympathy for motherfuckers who do bad shit to people. I just don't. If that's your logic, cool, fine, I don't care. That's not me. That's not me. I can understand how motherfuckers get to that point, but I ain't never gonna sympathize with him and be like, well, he had to do what he had to do. He came from impoverished. No, come on, that's fucking crazy. Anyways, this Trail looks up to this guy. This is his favorite celebrity of all time. This is his guy. So, a federal jury in Chicago convicted R. Kelly on Wednesday of producing child pornography and enticing girls for sex after a month-long trial in his hometown, delivering another legal blow to the Grammy Award-winning singer who was once one of the biggest R&B stars in the world. Prosecutors won convictions of 6 of the 13 counts against him, with many of the convictions carrying long mandatory sentences. So R. Kelly's done for. He's never getting out of jail. He's done. You might as well just say life in prison. He got convicted over there and got like 20, 30. How much he get? 20, 30 over there. And now he's over here. He's getting X, Y, and Z motherfucking time over here as well. So, but the government lost the marquee count that Kelly and his then business manager successfully rigged his state child pornography trial in 2008. So I guess they tried to get him on like the one he got charged before. They rigged it, but I guess they couldn't really prove that. So both of his co-defendants, including longtime business manager Jarrell McDavid, who had told jurors the testimony from 4 Kelly accusers had led him to change his mind about Kelly's believability, were acquitted of all charges. So he got off. The trial was, in ways, a do-over of Kelly's 2008 child pornography trial, with a key video critical to both. Kelly, who shed tears of joy when jurors acquitted him in 2008, gave a thumbs-up sign to spectators after Wednesday's verdict, but otherwise showed little emotion. Before Kelly was returned to federal lockup, McDavid hugged Kelly, who rose from poverty on Chicago's South Side to become a superstar. Asked by reporters later outside court how Kelly felt about the verdict, he led his attorney, Jennifer Bogie, said Mr. Kelly is used to the bad news. The verdict comes months after a federal judge in New York sentenced Kelly to 30 years in prison for racketeering and sex trafficking. Based on the sentence, the 55-year-old won't be eligible for release until he's around 80 years old. So he's still got another trial in Minnesota. So he's done, you know? After deliberating for 11 hours, jurors convicted Kelly of 3 counts each of producing child porn and incitement, while acquitting him of obstruction of justice, 1 count of production of child porn, and 3 counts of receiving child porn. So it's like, I mean, it's not even like just locking girls up. Like, it's child, like, I don't know. I was how you can defend R. Kelly. I just don't, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. When people like say like free R. Kelly, I just don't get it. Now, if you're, even this is what I say, even if your argument is, and I've seen people say, it's not necessarily anybody in the chat, but people have said this, even if your argument is, hey, those guys are able to do it, so fuck it, free him. No, we need to figure out how to lock them motherfuckers up, and thank God we caught this motherfucker. See, look, you see? This is why I can't take none of his takes seriously. Like, I can't take it none of it serious. I can't take it serious at all. When a nigga see that, a nigga convicted of child porn, and he still say free R. Kelly, we gotta watch this guy around our kids. We gotta watch you. You might be Aries Spears in cover. We gotta watch you. If I ever did a meeting, if me and Bryce or me myself ever did like a little tour or something, and we go to North Carolina, Trail is not invited. Then my kid, you not invited. Now, I don't really think you're you know what I'm saying? But hey, anybody who defend Kelly to the death, I gotta look at you a little way at some point. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. You would never watch my kids. Never. Lydia said we need to block you or something. See, it's like with Trail, he's like, it's like Trail is like to the chat in the community. He's like the little fucking, you know, the little cousin that always want to come around the big kids. Like, just get the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? But you got to keep him around because he's like your little cousin who say dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what, to my community, that's what Trail is. He come in sometimes. He might say some dumb shit. Whether he believe it or not, who really fucking knows? But, you know, you just keep him around just because, you know, he your little cousin. You got to keep him around. You got to. You know? And also, I don't really think he's a, you know, if I really thought Trail was like a undercover, like, you know, pedo, I would have been like, blocked this nigga from my chat. But I don't think so. I don't think he is. I think he's in college maybe. I don't know. I'll be looking at his gram. Maybe he's in college. I don't fucking know what he's doing. He a kid who came to the internet. Them niggas troll weirdly. That's how they troll. So that's what he does, right? And that's just what it goes to. So this is the last thing I want to talk about. Then we'll get the fuck up out of here, right? I want to know what y'all think about this because there was another white guy who owned the NBA team. They got him the fuck up out of here. What was his name? Donald Sterling. He told his girl, he said, you could, what did he say? He told his little Asian girlfriend, he said, you could be around them. What did he say? I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what he said. But he said something like, you could take pictures with them niggas. And he didn't say niggas. He said, but don't bring them niggas to my game or something like that. Let me see exactly what Donald Sterling said. What did Donald Sterling say? Oh, he said a lot of shit. Okay. He said a lot of shit. It wasn't just that. Okay, yeah. So he said he accosted his girlfriend for broadcasting that she was associated with black people. So that's what you said. Have you ever heard the song "Smooth Criminal" by Michael Jackson? Yeah, I heard it. But see, hold on, before we get to this shit, if you try to say, well, hey, y'all fuck with Michael ain't, I don't know. Them white boys might be lying for all we know. Oh, well, see, you talking about some other shit. I don't know about it. I thought you about to bring in Michael Jackson and the kids. I was like, I don't know if the niggas lying or not. But anyways, let me get to this. We off R. Kelly. We off Michael Jackson. We on to the racist people, right? But actually, I don't know. This guy's a weirdo, definitely, with some of the things. But I don't know if he's a racist. I'll talk about it in depth. So this NBA owner, he owns the Suns and he owns the Mercury, right? And people are saying Chris Paul is like, he going to these fucking teams, these racist, sexist, whatever you want to call them, owners. He was there with the Clippers when Donald Sterling was there. They walked out. I'm curious. Now, the NBA season's not going on right now, but I'm curious to see how he reacts to this because with Donald Sterling, the Clippers had a certain reaction. I think what they do, they came out threw their jerseys on the ground or some shit whenever Donald Sterling did his thing. But anyways, so this is the details of what this guy did. So the NBA's Robert Sarver investigation found that he talked about a sexual act in condoms at an all-employee meeting. He told a blowjob story in a business meeting. Told a female employee, "You've never seen anything this big," while preparing to take a shower at the team facility. Now, I think people who are rich, and I don't know this guy's background. I don't know if he was poor then became rich, or he was rich and inherited money and is still rich. But you just gotta have that thing in your brain that's like, I shouldn't say this right now. But I feel like rich people don't have that thing in their brain because they're like, I could just keep fucking saying whatever because at the end of the day, I'm rich and it really doesn't matter what I do or say. So then he did a couple, it's like 3 slides of what he did. So then he said he emailed pornography to a small group of male employees. He dropped his underwear unnecessarily while a male employee was performing a fitness check on him. And then he danced pelvis to pelvis with a male employee at a holiday party. Now, I'd have a question about the last one. Was that like consensual pelvis to pelvis, man to man humping like weird shit going on at the party? Or did he just grab the fucking employee and like, come here, motherfucker? And then also they found that he asked the female employee if she got an upgrade, which, hey, your tits look bigger. Are they bigger? Told a pregnant employee that she couldn't continue an assignment because her baby needs their mom, not their father. So essentially said, hey, lady, you need to go home and take care of your kids because the kids need their mother. They don't need to be raised by their father. This guy didn't add in the racist, or what people say are racist things, where essentially this is the racist shit they say he said. So he said they're having a team bonding or team building experiment or some shit like that, right? And the players are going around saying what they like about the player next to him. And one player said to a white player, man, he got that nigga in him. Something like that. Like, a white guy play basketball good. He said he got that nigga in him. And then at the end of the meeting, he just summarized what each person said to each person. And in his summarization of that guy's comment to that white boy, he and himself said nigga. And then also, after they played the Warriors in 2016, he was mad at the ref because they didn't stop the player from saying the N-word, but instead of saying, hey, give him a technical foul, he's saying the N-word, he ran out there and said, why does this player keep saying nigga, 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 nigga? And they said the coach got on his ass, like, what the fuck you doing? And then he went back to his office and did the same thing again around other people. So I don't know if this guy's necessarily racist. I think he's no self-awareness. I think he lives in some type of bubble where he thinks when he just, because it seems like to me, like he's not calling people nigga, but like he thinks that him quoting a statement from somebody is license for him to say the word, right? Because in any instance I've seen, it's not him necessarily directly calling anybody it. It's always him reciting someone else saying it in a certain statement. So I don't know if that's the same as Donald Sterling or not. I don't know if that's just like, because LeBron made a statement. It was like, the punishment by the league, 1 year suspension, $10 million fine is not enough. I respect the leadership of the NBA, but we know what we need to do, which I'm assuming means, get this guy the fuck out of here. But that's two different contexts of, if we talk about the racist angle, telling your girl, don't broadcast you around black people. And also he on apartment buildings, he was like, black people attract vermin and whatever the fuck Donald Sterling was saying. Clearly like racist shit, right? This guy's just an idiot. He doesn't know how to read the room. And we can get to the sex, like the weird work shit, sending porn. Now that's, maybe that's fireable. Maybe that's bannable. Telling a female like, hey, look good to got your tits done. Great. It's like, all right, you might be doing a little too fucking much, buddy. What the fuck is wrong with you? But I think that's a case of old billionaire motherfuckers thinking they have more money than God. They can essentially just do whatever they want because in life, they've been allowed to do whatever they want to do. So, like I said, I'm not a big fucking NBA guy. Like, I'm not like, yeah, we need to get rid of this fucking guy and the Suns need to, I don't fucking know. I don't know what you should do. I'll leave it up to the players. I'll leave it up to Adam. Adam Silver said, hey, the punishment fits the fucking crime. We're not going to fire this guy. It's not the same Donald Sterling situation. But we know in today's society that when enough pressure starts to bubble up to the top, that pot's going to, boil over. And who knows what'll happen in a couple of months. They might say, too much heat. Fire this motherfucker. Or Suns fans might start boycotting games or who knows what could happen. So anyways, Trail, ESTG just told me about 20 bodies he caught in the last album. What are you trying to prove? All these comments are out of context. Never mind, forget my last comment. Sounds like Michael Scott. LML, he sounds hilarious. LeBron calling for more discipline needing to be done. So I'm curious what's going to happen. The punishment would have been more if they had audio like the other guy. Yeah, I think that's something. I think that's the thing too about it. That's the factor about everything. Like when you hear about something, it's not the same as when you actually like verbally actually hear it or when you actually see it, right? Because think about this, like Ray Rice was good when he uppercut his girlfriend on the elevator and we just heard about it. NFL did their little investigation. I believe he got suspended or whatever, whatnot. But once that video came out, it was a wrap. He was done. He was done. Even I thought about this. So this guy did all this, right? This owner did all this shit. And you can say, oh, it's because his owner, he has the money, he has whatever. That's why he didn't, get pushed out. Donald Sterling got his ass pushed out. But, and I don't know shit about basketball, right? I watch it. I know who wins. I know who loses. I know what the fucking three. Like, I know the basics of basketball. But I don't know, like, what individual players are great as far as, like, role-playing motherfuckers. So when I bring this up, I don't even know if he was good enough to still be in the NBA, but this is a statement I'm making. There was an NBA player named Myers Leonard. He played for the Blazers, and I think he went to the Heat. He was on stream, and he said a word that is derogatory towards the Jewish community. And it's K-I-K-E, right? I don't know what that word means. I don't know if there's an alternate meaning to it. I just know for the Jewish community, it's derogatory. He said it on Twitch when he was in the game, and I guess somebody made him mad, and he called him it. That motherfucker ain't been in the league since. Now, like I said, I don't know if y'all might hit me with some Kaepernick shit, like, oh, well, he isn't even good anyway, so he wouldn't even been in the fucking league. But it's like the minimum amount of shit for a player to get booted out of the league compared to an owner, he telling girls like, hey, you get your tits done. Hey, drop my pants, look at my penis, at a whatever thing. He's sending sex videos to other employees and shit like that. Maybe he's tripping. What was the word? I spelled it out for you. You go look it up. Look up Myles Leonard, Jewish derogatory term. Just go look it up. Just go look that up. So, I think, well, I don't really. No, don't talk about Kyrie. I don't really care about the Kyrie shit. I don't really care. I'll talk about it. Fuck it. This got to do with basketball too. So I think Kyrie is Kyrie officially has to be the most disliked basketball player on social media. Like hands down. Now, and I'm talking about outside of like your skills in basketball. Like not like, oh, we hate Kevin Durant because he team hops, whatever that has to do with basketball. I'm talking outside of basketball. Kyrie Irving has to be the most hated basketball player. They hate like, and this thing about Kyrie too. I don't understand why he gets so much shit because he said the earth was flat. Like that is the most minuscule like conspiracy theory, hot take, whatever you want to have. Like they still bring that up. Like Kyrie Irving some flat earther. Like he said like the thing that happened to Jews wasn't real, or he said 9/11 wasn't real. Like he said shit like that. He just said the earth was flat. They like that's the worst fucking thing he could have did in his life. And then also he didn't want to get the vaccine. They like that was the worst fucking thing he ever did in his life. So that also adds on to the steam of the social media pressure that that builds on Kyrie, and also his playing. He doesn't want to play with motherfuckers. But essentially, social media don't like Kyrie for. And I'm not. This is what I'm saying. When I'm talking about Kyrie being hated on social media, I'm talking about motherfuckers that hate Kyrie that don't know shit about basketball. People who are hating on him for certain reasons outside of basketball. That's what I mean. So now he did something else to stir up that pot of people. He did the unforgivable sin of posting a clip of Alex Jones, right? So Kyrie Irving reposts old Alex Jones rant about the New World Order. Kyrie Irving has always been known for having weird views and opinions. Some will say he's an independent thinker, while others believe he's just another conspiracy theorist who thinks he knows better than everyone else. But think about this thing too, like the thing about Kyrie that just doesn't make sense to me is like when Kyrie says things or when he thinks things, and people do this on social media a lot, when people just say things, they act like that person is trying to impart their views on you. I've never seen Kyrie Irving saying, hey, you need to believe this. I think people ask him a question and he just says it, right? So it has led to some weird moments over the years, and Kyrie has admitted that his public perception is the way it is because of his own behavior. With that being said, it seems as though Kyrie hasn't learned from his mistakes as he continues to make some social media blunders. For instance, Kyrie was being called out on Twitter last night as NBA star reposted Alex Jones on his Instagram story. So we know Alex Jones, the one, the only, the unforgivable. Don't talk about him. Don't platform him. Don't speak on him because of what he did to the Sandy Hook families. As for the contents of that repost, Kyrie was doing the old anti-Semitic conspiracy theory trick. In the clip below, Alex Jones can be seen talking about the New World Order and how they had plans to unleash a plague on society. This rant was made back in 2002, and it was being reframed as if Jones was right about everything. Let me play the clip. Here's the clip.
Facts and common sense are in. Yes, there have been corrupt empires. Yes, they manipulate. Yes, there are... Yes, there have been oligarchies throughout history. And yes, today in 2002, there is a tyrannical organization calling itself.
How is that? This is my thing with this shit, right? How is that controversial? We know these things are like we know there's people that control. Like we know that. Like it's not like I said. I don't have to do it like Alex Jones type of shit, like the dramatics of it. For everybody to know that we are being controlled by people. Whether we know it or not, we're being controlled by people. Whether it's through media, whether it's what we eat, what we drink, how we move, how we do things. There is a group of people, you want to say world governments, whatever, corporations that control everything. Like that's not like, I'm going to say at this point how that's even a fucking conspiracy theory. That's just the world that we live in. But and even they made it anti-Semitic. Like, how is that against? Like in that clip, they said maybe that did he say anything about Jews in that clip? But that's my thing. He knows what he's doing. You can't just post shit. Like I said, he's not imparting. He's not saying, "Hey, y'all." My point is, why can't he just post that? I posted a clip of Charleston White saying that fuck PNB Rock. He just like any other motherfucker that dies that we don't ever talk about. We can't just post shit on our social media just to post it. And I get it. Y'all probably say, oh, but he's famous, so it's going to do whatever we're doing. That's that media trick bullshit that if you famous, you can't post it because you got to worry about your followers and shit like that. That's why when anybody comes out against something that you see that's like when you see anybody come out against something on the news, they attack that person immediately just because they're scared that the followers are gonna to look into it or start to believe it. That's that bullshit. That's another part of control. Like they can't just say anything they want to say. If Lizzo could post a clip of any fucking body she wants to, as long as it's within whatever the fuck everybody believe or they want everybody to believe. So I don't engage in that type of thought process when I see people post shit. Like Kyrie posted it, whatever. He don't got a fucking podcast. Like Alex Jones is the seer. He knows all. We must follow him to the end of the earth. It's just bro, I'm posting this shit. Maybe I agree with this. I don't agree with everything the motherfuckers say, but hey, I agree with this. There is a fucking conglomerate of people that are running the world. Y'all probably all believe that. In some type of capacity, y'all believe that, right? I would assume. Fresh cut, nigga. They ain't got a haircut in like fucking 3 weeks. But, it's just because he's Kyrie Irving and they're just worried about him influencing people to look at Alex Jones.
Common sense.
That's why they have a problem with that. That's why something's wrong with that. It's not wrong that he posts. I mean, and even if Alex Jones, like, they'll be like, hey, the Sandy Hook shit. Look at that. Yeah, that's fucked up. He shouldn't have did that. He got sued for it. He's damn near probably got to file for bankruptcy. Maybe, possibly. I don't know how much money he owes, if he got to even pay in full. If he doesn't, I don't know. But like I said, it's okay to listen to other people speak and agree with some things and disagree with other things, right? It's okay. Alex Jones has said some fucked up things, some crazy, wild things. But he's also said things that are true. And that goes for everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. So, I was going to talk about the migrant shit and how I felt about that. They shipping them to Kamala Harris's address. They shipping them to Martha's Vineyard where Obama and them live. They dropping them off there. I was going to talk about that. I don't really want to get into it. I don't really have too much to say about it. All I really got to say about it is I think it's fucked up for those migrants to be used as these political pawns in this game for Democrats and Republicans. It's like, we can watch it. We'll just watch the video about it. We'll just watch the video about it, and then we'll get about it.
Back in this country, when we want to tell you about an escalation in the political fight over immigration. Dozens of apparent migrants landed by charter flight on a rocky island in the Atlantic, Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. This was yesterday afternoon. They arrived as part of what Governor Ron DeSantis calls a relocation program. Many did not know where they were going, and local officials on the island were not given any advance notice.
Is that not fucked up? I get it, because they'll DeSantis and Abbott, they'll say, well, hey, obviously y'all motherfuckers don't care about them coming into our states and doing whatever they doing in our communities. So if y'all care so much, we'll just ship them to y'all. Like, I get what they trying to do, but as in the human aspect, ain't they kind of like fucked up? Like, hey, get on this fucking bus. We gonna ship y'all up somewhere. Y'all don't know what the fuck going on here. Y'all have no ties to this place. Like, y'all gonna ship. Martha's Vineyard is a very wealthy area, right? We're gonna ship y'all motherfuckers up there. Hey, you know what? We're going to drop y'all off right in front of Kamala Harris's crib. That's fucked up.
Of the flight's arrival. Nick Giovanni of our Boston station WBZ is in Woods Hole. That's just across the water from Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. Nick, good morning.
Tony, good morning to you. This is one of the ferry terminals here on Cape Cod that takes passengers to Martha's Vineyard, and it is there this morning where those migrants are waking up in at least 2 shelters that we know of following an island-wide response to their arrival. Volunteers on Martha's Vineyard found themselves
came outside and said, what the fuck are these Mexicans doing out here?
Scrambling to find shelter, food, water, and other services to accommodate the unforeseen arrival of 50 migrants, including the elderly and children, flown there as part of a relocation plan originated by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Martha's Vineyard Community Services had 50 people sort of literally walk up to their front door.
Witnesses say the group wandered some 3 miles from the
Bro, could you imagine like walking outside and just seeing 50 people just like out? Like, what the fuck y'all doing in my house? That's what I talk about, the human aspect of it. Cause like y'all didn't like, it'd be different if y'all like set it up, y'all flew the motherfuckers out there. Y'all said, hey, we about to ship these guys to y'all. When they get there, make sure y'all have shit for them to live in. Make sure y'all have shelter for them to be at for the moment. Make sure we can try to get them with jobs. But just shipping people places and having them just walking around the area, that's fucked up.
airport into Edgartown. Once in town, the migrants were met by volunteers who brought them to a high school where they were fed and later transported by school bus to a church to stay for the night. Authorities sent out urgent pleas on social media asking for volunteers to help with an urgent humanitarian situation. Barbara Rush worked into the night helping the families at St. Andrew's Episcopal Church.
From what we found out by talking to the people, they're originally from Venezuela. They were flown here. We're not sure what plane brought them here or how they got on a plane to here.
Volunteers said they were told by some of the migrants they did not know where they were, or were told they would be given housing and jobs. A statement from a DeSantis spokesperson read in part, Massachusetts, New York, and California will better facilitate the care of these individuals who they have invited into our country by incentivizing illegal immigration through their designation as sanctuary states. Since the spring, Republican governors in Texas and Arizona have transported several thousand migrants and asylum seekers to New York, Chicago, and Washington, D.C., all cities with Democratic mayors. Yet, unlike those major cities, these arrivals aren't met with migrant resources and services like immigrations courts, where their asylum cases can be heard.
Immigrants who were told that they would be greeted here with a place to stay and with jobs.
Massachusetts State Representative Dylan Fernandez arrived on the island Wednesday and called the move by the DeSantis government to transport migrants there with seemingly no coordination, quote, evil.
They're using children as political pawns, but the island community has really rallied together.
In addition to food and shelter, migrants were also tested for COVID and were all negative, we're told. Now, as for Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker, who's also a Republican, his office told us the state will continue to support the short-term sheltering services provided to those migrants. Reporting from Woods Hole, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Nick Giovanni. Tony, back to you in New York.
Nick Giovanni for.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the story. I think it's fucked up. I think it's like, I get it. Y'all saying, oh, y'all ain't helping us. Kamala, you ain't coming down to the border. We got a crisis down here. You don't want to help, so fuck it. We're going to ship them to y'all. Y'all cool with having the people in y'all cities and communities, so we're going to ship them to y'all. But to ship them there with no resources and no really know what the fuck is going to happen for them, I think it's fucked up. But anyways, this has been an hour. Y'all good. I'm good. Appreciate y'all for watching, listening, subscribing, all that good shit like that. If you ain't subscribed right now, make sure you subscribe right now. Give it a big thumbs up, all that good shit like that. I'll be back. Maybe me and Bryce will do something tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe. We'll do something tomorrow. So